open it up. Does anyone have any questions for Verlaine? Yes.
I have like 5 questions. Some are statements. One, you look amazing. I've just, every time she walked by, doesn't she just like flow?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. This isn't really a question, just like, how did you go about TV in the pandemic? It's just my, oh my, maybe that's just a testament to my own whatever, but you had no TV, which made you focus on something else. I'm just amazed to hear that. I never would have survived that. That's 2. 3, I haven't yet read the book, and I'm going to. So what is, I don't need to know what your Twitter following is like, but how many people do you follow? Because obviously you were impacted by what you were following, and so much so that you thought some of these were resonated enough to publish. So how did you, who did you start following? Was there a genre of people or businesses, or how did you start following people so much so that you saw so much value in what they were saying? Yeah. And then I think if I remember my next 2, I will.
Thank you so much. I have to say, you know, because many people I met here through a project that I was leading when I was at Huemanbooks called the African Women Leaders Network. And leaders, because you talk about, you know, leadership and the fact that we follow, who do we follow and who do we follow back. I think it's very important that we hear each other, you know. So I do have a lot of people that I follow, but it's very important that we filter also, you know, because in today's society there's so much happening, there's so much information, and there are no barriers around it, there are no filters, and if we're not careful, we're exposed to so many negative thoughts. You know, people go on Twitter and share their negative thoughts, and, you know, like, I'm depressed, I'm going to kill myself. You know, I mean, those are mental health issues, and, you know, you find the strength within yourself to give pieces and to try to support and say, you know, how do we help you move away from that space? But you have other people who carry such negative burdens. And, you know, I don't want to go into the why, etc., because we all have to heal our beings, and that's what for me Unbound was, healing the internal pieces that were broken. But it's very important to look at, you know, the type of following you have, you know, to literally, I'm sorry to say that, but maybe to make a plan, right. To think, you know, I want to be inspired. The work that I did was a lot on the ground on the continent in Africa, and I see my sister Alison here from Huemanbooks hiding on the side. But, you know, it's a lot of meeting young women, you know, doing incredible things with little means in the Gambia, in South Sudan, you know, in places, a country that was just recently created, and seeing them having so much resilience in environments that give them so little inspires me in return in the work that I do to make sure that I focus efforts and work for them, and that the work, the writings that I read reflects also some of, you know, their dreams that are my dreams, you know. And I think that's the Ubuntu philosophy, that I see myself in you and you see yourself in me. And that brings me back to the very beginning, that for each other to be able to see each other, that we need to remove some of the layers. You know, we've accumulated so many layers. I am this, I am, you know, I do this, you know, I work at this, you know. How do you make sure that you peel to the core, so that your core meets another core and you're able to get inspired and move forward?
Did you remember your other
question? I sure did, and I will say the Prosecco is great here, and that's why I was thinking my question. I did remember. Thank you, 2 glasses, and I remember the last 2. And I'll present it twofold. So, how did you come upon Wordy? And 2, will this be published in other languages?
That's a very good point. I think it's destiny. Patrice was destiny. I called Patrice. I don't even remember the full backstory, but what I remember is that I got on a call with Patrice, and we were so aligned. I sent her a copy of the manuscript. She read it. She said yes. I said really feel okay. And yes, and here we are. But you know, I have to say, Patrice is more than a publisher. You know, you've been my psychiatrist lately.
300 an hour.
I guess you bill me later for people who don't. So the 5,000 copies you're gonna get, you're gonna support it. I'm joking, but yeah, no. So I guess my other point is to be able to surround yourself with someone you trust. You know, someone who understands you, the work you do, and you know, believe in you. So I'm really grateful to you, Patrice.
Thank you. What was the other question?
The language, other languages.
Okay.
But I'm gonna back up.
I know we
because
have
feel like
another question.